There is a downside to bagging a front row seat on the fastest ride at Ferrari Land, the theme park at PortAventura World in Spain. Protective eyewear is required to safeguard against potential bird strikes. The measure was introduced after one flew into the face of an unsuspecting thrill-seeker just days after the roller coaster opened in April. At nearly 370 foot high, Red Force is Europe's tallest and fastest roller coaster. We rocketed from 0 to 112 miles per hour in just 5 seconds, with a near vertical climb and drop. The ride lasts only about 30 seconds, but it feels like an eternity. There are other attractions at Ferrari Land, including Formula One racing simulators, and a miniature racetrack where small Ferraris chug around at snail's pace. Away from PortAventura, our trip proceeded at a more leisurely pace. On the Costa Dorada, we sampled sumptuous seafood in Salou and fabulous ice cream in Cambrils, then toured Tarrago's Roman remains, a large amphitheatre and the only forum in Catalonia. We then headed inland to Reus, birthplace of the famous Catalan architect Antoni Gaudí. Although most closely associated with Barcelona, the architect spent his formative years in Reus. A sculpture in the town shows Gaudí as a child, playing with some balls and sitting on a bench. The artwork was unveiled in 2002, as part of the celebrations marking the 150th anniversary of his birth. We also visited the Priory Church of St. Peter and its 16th-century bell tower, which looms 200 foot over Reus's old town. Gaudí was baptized here, and the tower's stone spiral staircase inspired part of his most famous creation, Barcelona's Sagrada Familia Cathedral. We passed modernist facades and strolled along narrow cobbled streets before ending up in the Gaudí Center, a fascinating museum dedicated to the architect. It showcases his origins in Reus and connection with his hometown during the period of Catalan modernism and Art Nouveau. We learned about his innovative visions and use of geometric shapes, and the landscapes that influenced him as a child. Afterwards, we sat in a bar on Mercadal Square and watched the world go by while enjoying a glass of vermut de Reus, or red vermouth. North of Reus, we headed to the marvelous Cistercian monastery of Poblet, a World Heritage Site and Europe's largest inhabited Cistercian abbey. The young Gaudí was inspired by the layout and design of this 12th-century sandstone monastery, traditionally the palace and burial ground of Catalan kings. During a walk around the cloisters, we glimpsed some of the 31 Cistercian monks who live on the site. Afterwards, we dined in the restaurant next to the monastery. Initially we wondered if there was a vow of silence here, too. But no, other diners were simply reconnecting with their smartphones. We were quiet, too, but that was because we were stunned after eating one of the best value meals in Spain. A 3-course lunch, including drinks and coffee, cost just €15. Incidentally, to round off our Gaudí lesson, we learned that a tram knocked him down in June 1926 in Barcelona. His disheveled appearance meant locals mistook him for a drunken tramp.